What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. January 1st, 2024. Let's kick it off with a bang. This is the video that I've been telling y'all about, okay? I'm going to take you step by step of some life-changing things that are happening, people. And if you're paying attention and you listen to what I say, you will understand how it's going to change your life as well as it's changed mine. Now, I'm talking about ChatGPT. I know you think that this ain't an AMC update, but it is. Donahue George, I'm talking to you at the moment, okay? Pay attention to what I'm going to be saying because I'm going to be using Al from Boston's lawsuit as an example to what you can do with Legal Apex that I've put together and how you can bring Citadel to their fucking knees, all right, when it's all said and done. But give me a chance. Let me explain how things work, and you have to learn how to talk to ChatGPT or AI for artificial intelligence. And once you have that skill down pat, and it's so simple, people, nothing in your life can ever defeat you again because you're going to have the answers. I told a person once before when I was in prison, I said, oh my God, why is not everybody millionaires? If you're not a millionaire today, it's because you don't want to be. Because every answer to every question that you could ever have is at our fingertips. And now it's went beyond the fact of the information that we can receive. ChatGPT AI has came in and it will interpret the data for you. It will give you suggestions on what you need to do, and you're going to understand in just a moment. But let's take a look at a real live case of what I'm working on, and we're going to talk about the legal AI that I've set up that people, it's undefeatable. And I'm so happy with what I'm working on in this thing. Listen to me. It's almost done. And I'm going to put a price tag on it right now for $10,000 for people to buy this legal research AI that I've put together. Not you, all right? These are going to be the lawyers who are going to want this AI because I have a very good friend that's a criminal lawyer. Of course, I met him because I was a criminal and he became my attorney. But he's one of the most well-known and influential criminal attorneys in Louisiana. And I'm going to finish this project and I'm going to call him and we're going to establish a meeting and I'm going to show him what this AI machine can do. I'm going to give him a chance to do a beta test on it and see what he thinks concerning the research and writing that it can do for him. And I'm going to give it to him, but it's going to go on the market for $10,000 for every legal firm that wants to buy the bot. Okay, and it's going to sell, people. I promise you that. Now, listen, this is a real-life example of what we're talking about, okay? Let's say, for example, Donahue. He's my friend, so I don't think he minds me using him as an example. He's got his lawsuit against Citadel, and it's at a standstill, and it's been at a standstill for a while. So what George would do, what Donahue would do, is he would take all the information that he's got from his Citadel lawsuit and put it into Legal Apex. Now, what is Legal Apex? Legal Apex, I've got it programmed to where it's Johnny Cochran and it's Alan Dershowitz and it's F. Lee Bailey, all three balled into one, and it's inside this algorithm for Legal Apex. And what Donahue would do is he would go over to Legal Apex, or he would explain to Legal Apex as if he's walked into a law firm and sat down and has Johnny Cochran's attention. And he can hold up his paperwork and he can say, Johnny Cochran, I've got this lawsuit against Citadel and I can't get it to go any further. What can I do? At Legal Apex, Johnny Cochran, Alan Dershowitz, F. Lee Bailey will look over his paperwork that he's filed in the court, and they will look over Citadel's paperwork that they filed in the court, and then Legal Apex, which is Johnny Cochran and the rest of them, are going to give their opinion as to what's wrong with Donahue's suit, what loopholes is Citadel using not to get to court, and what he can do to win his case. Now, once he does that, and he explains to the legal Apex machine person, all right, as if he's visiting the legal office of Johnny Cochran, they're going to tell him, take this down to the research department. We're going to have them research it for you, and we're going to let you know what is true and what is allegations, what you can prove and what you cannot prove, according to the research team. Once the research team bot finishes doing its research of your document and can show you where you're wrong, you send it over to the arguments department, and the arguments department will put an argument together with what the research team has said are facts, and then you have a brief that you can file. Now, you take it to the next step. Once the argument and writing team finishes writing your argument and your brief, Donahue, you're going to take it to the citation department. And it's just like you would if you're walking into a legal firm. You can go into the different departments to jump through the hoops that you have to jump to in real life. You're doing it on the AI machine. The AI machine will take your brief that the arguments and writing team has just put together, and they are known as the absolute best in the whole world debaters who know the skills necessary to put together an argument that can win in court. You turn it over to the citation department. The citation department looks at it, and they say you need footnotes here, 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 and here. Why do you think when I show y'all my shit, I've got little yellow marks all over my paper? That's where the AI told me I needed to put a citation. Understand? Now, when the citation department gets done with it, it's went through the research phase, it's went through the arguments and writing phase, it's went through the citation phase, and now I should have a document that I can submit to court and win my lawsuit. But there's one more step. You take the document back to Johnny Cochran's office in Legal Apex, and you have him look it over, and Dershowitz look it over, and F. Lee Bailey look it over, and then they're going to say, all right, this is good work. And Donahue would say, well, on a scale from 1 to 10, what's my odds of winning? And Legal Apex, Johnny Cochran's going to look at that, and they're going to go, well, you got about an 80% chance of winning this lawsuit. Now, that's pretty fucking good. And Donahue would ask, what do I need to do to make it 85% chance I'll win? And Legal Apex, Johnny Cochran and them, would look at it and go, if you want to make this even better, then make these corrections. So when Legal Apex tells you what you need to correct, you take that suggestion, you go back to the research team, and you start over. And people, this only takes a few minutes. It sounds like it's a long process, but it's not, all right? It goes back to the research team. The research team sends it to the arguments team. The arguments team sends it to the citation team. And then you take that back to Legal Apex, which is Johnny Cochran's office. He will look at it again, and he will say, now we're talking. You got about an 87% chance of winning this lawsuit. And you say, well, what do I need to do to get it to set to 94%? And then Legal Apex is going to tell you from Johnny Cochran's experience what you need to do to strengthen your argument even a little bit more. And you keep going through the process until it tells you you have reached 100%. That is 99.99% chance you're going to win your lawsuit or your motion that you filed. Now, let's use Al from Boston because he's a little bit more advanced and I'm more familiar with that case. If I was Al from Boston, I would take my case, which is right here, all right, and I would go visit Legal Apex. And I would tell Legal Apex, I have filed suit against the following people. Here is my complaint. What do you think my odds of winning are? And Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey is going to look at Al from Boston. They already have. They're going to look at Al from Boston's lawsuit, and they're going to tell Al from Boston what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are and what he needs to do in order to make his brief better. He takes that suggestion and he goes over to the research team and he uploads what Apex has told him needs to be done to his report, his brief, and legal research team will make the corrections in the brief for him. Then he takes it over to the legal arguments. The legal arguments team will make the argument for him. They send it to the citation team. The citation puts the citations to it. And Al from Boston could then take his claim back to Legal Apex, Johnny Cochran, and have him look it over again. And Johnny Cochran's going to tell him, man, honestly, and this is the truth, this really happened. Johnny Cochran looked at Al from Boston's lawsuit and he laughed. And he said, you got so many allegations in here. Al, how do you plan on proving that the New York Stock Exchange was accepting kickbacks from Citadel and Virtue and the rest of them to halt the stock? That's an allegation. You can't back that up with proof. Or if you can, you have not showed me the proof. See, that's how ChatGPT is going to talk to you. Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey, they're going to shoot it straight with you. Legal Apex is going to shoot it straight with you. I don't give a fuck if you think, just like I thought, my Citigroup argument was air fucking tight. It was impossible. They cannot get out of it until I put it in Legal Apex. And when I had Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey look over my shit, they said, man, you are so fucking close, CSI, it's stupid. You just got one thing in this brief that can get it denied. And I said, well, what is it? And they told me. Now, I could spend hours and days working on fixing the corrections that it's told me to do, or I could simply take the advice of Johnny Cochran and take it to the research department, have the research department research what Johnny Cochran just told me, come back with what the research says, and then go over to the argument and have your brief redone by them. And then when you get through, you got a bang up fucking lawsuit, people. I have structured a team, a legal team of AI bots to do the work for us. And it was a lot of work getting that motherfucker to do it. But now let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about stock picking, for example. You see these three blue buttons right here? Apex Money. All right. Now, Apex Money is my sports betting, but I'm going to use it as an example to the finance world. All right. You would walk in to a financial advisor's office and sit down and tell them, a friend of mine just gave me some advice on a couple of stocks. I was wondering if maybe you can give me some pointers, guidance, and so forth. And Apex Money is going to say, what you got? And then you're going to say AMC. And when you say AMC, the AI is going to laugh at you and go, are you serious, AMC? What's the first thing you need to do to find out if this is going to be a good investment is take this down to the analyst department, and they're going to analyze your stock. And when you get done analyzing your stock, then you're going to take it to the research team, and they're going to do the research and the background on the company, and they're going to put a report together, give it to you, and then you take that report and the analyst that the analyst department has given you, put it back in Apex Money, and it's going to be as if Warren Buffett is sitting there at the table with you, evaluating the document that you put together using analyst and research team, Apex, okay, for the finance, and he's going to go over that document. And if he thinks that this still might not be a good winner, all right, it's going to tell you that, no, I think you need to stay away from that stock. Yeah, this is a good investment. Wouldn't you rather think that maybe the dividend, you'd rather pick it up around the dividend date and shit like that? It's going to give you the necessary financial advice that you need to make quality decisions in the market. Then there's the boardroom books that I'm writing. It's the story of AMC, the true story of AMC. What really happened? I've taken the documents, all right, the GameStop report, the emails, the briefs from Allegheny. I put them all into my AI machine, and it's sifted through it, and it's come up with nothing but the facts. And then it's combined and made a story, and I've taken that story and I put it in book form. And the purpose of the book is for retail investors who are invested in AMC to learn what the true story of AMC and the squeeze really is. Because a lot of people believe Vlad was against us. A lot of people fled Robinhood over the payment for order flow situation. But the fact of the matter is, YouTubers had it wrong back then. All right? Vlad was on the side of retail investors, and he was fighting against Kenny. It comes out in these reports from the GameStop hearing that Vlad was telling them. They said, Vlad, do you think that if we went to 0+ settlement that everything that's happened would be fixed? And Vlad said, absolutely. If we was at T0, market makers couldn't play the way they play with the stocks. He said that in GameStop hearing. And then right behind him, they asked Ken Griffin. And Ken Griffin's like, well, hold on now, wait a minute. And I'm thinking, yeah, you see, the two of them are beefing. But we jumped on the side and said, wait a minute, Robin Hood, you piece of shit. And we didn't know the truth. But the books tell the truth, the absolute truth, nothing but the truth of what happened. It's not going to agree with what you want it to say. It's going to tell you the facts. And the facts and the truth are the two most powerful things that we can have. Those are the bullets that we shoot that pierces their armor. When we come to and bring up naked short selling, for example, and the fact that they've naked short sold, then you got to prove that. You have to prove it, or you have to attack it in another manner. All right? And when I'm attacking self-regulatory, all right, self-regulatory organizations, I went over to the Apex machine in legal, and I told them, this is Al from Boston's claim against the New York Stock Exchange. This is the New York Stock Exchange's response. What do you say, Legal Apex? And Legal Apex said, man, I'll eat them motherfuckers alive. I wish they would have stepped to me with some stupid answer like that. Here's what Al can say. I did the video, and I told y'all what the machine told Al he should do next. All right? And that would be to go visit Legal Apex and to run your shit through there before you send it to the court, and it won't have any errors. But my book writing AI, man, look, it's writing books like you can't imagine. My brother wanted me to do one about, and I've already thought that maybe the name of it's going to be 116 or it's going to be border crossing, all right, from the look of the theme of it. And what it is he challenged me in ChatGPT. He wanted me to write a book using ChatGPT, using his idea about how the border crossing has opened the gates for the terrorists to get into this country. And at 1:16 in the morning, they get a call and the sleeper cells are activated. All right. And at 1:16 in the afternoon, shit hits the fan. And it happens on 1/16, January 16. And I'm thinking, I hope it's not this January 16, but it can't. It has to be January 16, 2025 that it's going to happen. But everything in this book is scaring the shit out of me because it's possible and it's most likely going to be what happens. For example, ChatGPT said at 1:16 in the morning, sleeper cells are activated. At 1:16 in the afternoon, 116 terrorists steal fuel tankers and park them underneath the interstate overpasses and blow them up. And that's going to cripple our infrastructure like that in an instant, because it's all 116 happen at one time. And by the time everybody's getting reports of the 116 explosions that just happened, there's been 116 attacks on our water system where they put contaminants into the water systems in 116 places, and people start to die. And I'm like, holy shit, this could really happen. It's going to be a fantastic book. But I got to finish telling the story of AMC. Not only for you, but for me. Because I don't want to just wake up every morning to a narrative that's wrong. I want to know the facts. I want to know the truth. I want to know what happened. And I'm taking that research and I'm told ChatGPT, write me a best-selling book as if you're John Grisham, all right, Robert Ludlum, which wrote the Bourne books, and James Patterson. And every chapter, it gives me a critique by James Patterson, Robert Ludlum, and Tom Clancy, and they tell me if this book meets their standards. And if it don't, they tell me what I need to do to make it better. I send it up the chain of command to the writing department again with their suggestions, and it's turned into a best-selling fucking novel. And I'm really excited. Now, here's the benefit. There was a time, not long ago, a month ago, that if you wanted to access these ChatGPT machines, I would have to give you the prompts. But ChatGPT has had an update to where now all we have to do is hit explore, and this is where the magic happens. All right, my GPTs. I got a legal writing and arguments GPT. Mary is one of the best debaters in the world. She will help structure your argument so that you can win. All right, these are her prompts. And then in the legal research, Amy does this. She's a research analyst specialist. Upload your documents and tell her what you need, and she's going to go do the research for you. Jimmy, head of Legal Apex. He's the one that you bring it to that thinks like Johnny Cochran and them. I've got it all set up. I got the fantasy sports bet. Let's take a look at that. I'll open it up. And if I give you the link, you click on the link. It takes you to Stan's Fantasy Sports Bot. It says, this is a fantasy sports GPT. His name is Stan. That's my little brother. Click on the Hello Stan button and get started. When you do that, you see this. Click on it. And it's going to ask you, good morning, fantasy sports fan. What is your name? You answer it. You can answer it whatever you want. Answer it with Big Dick Daddy. It don't make a fuck. It's going to call you that for the rest of the conversation. But it's going to walk you through the steps of what do you want. It's going to ask you, do you want the schedule for, what schedule do you want? You're going to tell it football. It's going to say, what head up are we talking about? And you say Tampa Bay and New England. And it's going to take you through the steps. And when it gets through, it's going to tell you who's going to win that fucking ball game, people. But the magic starts here in my GPTs, all right? If I click on the little pencil, now it's telling you to create your GPT, and you put in there whatever you want. You can click right here to configure. You give your GPT a name, you give it a description, which is this right here of telling people what you want to do, and then you do the prompts, and you say, this is what I want you to do. All right, you understand the intricacies of the sport you're betting. You know the rules, the teams, the players, and how they perform in various situations and so forth. All right, that's called the role. I'm telling ChatGPT what role it's supposed to play. Now, if I ask it a legal question, Fantasy Sports Bet AI is going to tell me they have no idea. They're not lawyers. But they can tell me who's going to win a ball game. See, that's the role this AI is taking. All right? We come back to my GPTs, and I see I've got Jake, my writing assistant, and I got Ann, the writing assistant. Both of them do two different things. They work as a team, though. And if you wanted to write a best-selling book, then you click on the link and you're taken to Jake, my writing assistant, and it says, this is an AI writing assistant. Click on the Let's Get Started button to begin, and you click the Let's Get Started button, and it gets started. Remember, this is Jake, my writing assistant. This is Jake, your writing assistant, and it says, good morning. What are we writing about today? Oh, wait, what is your name, please, so I know what to call you? And you tell it, my name is Wendy Whoop Whoop. And from then on, the AI machine is going to address you as Wendy Whoop Whoop, okay? And then it's going to take you through the steps. What can I help you with? I want to write a book. Let's put that. Let's run through it and see. I want to That's my brother wanting to know where his book's at. Hold on. You say, I want to write a book about a princess that falls in love with a frog. And you hit the return button. And watch what Jake, my writing assistant, will do for you. It asks, do you have a working manuscript that you need to upload? Or are we going to write the story about this intriguing princess and her amphibian love interest? All right? You tell it. It's a new story. You tell it it's a new story and it goes right to work. Great. Every story has an outstanding overview, theme, and goal. Would you like me to give you some examples to choose from? You tell yes. Shh, hush. And there it is. It's going to work. Fantastic. Here are 3 themes we could explore for our story about a princess and a frog. And it gives you 3 ideas. Now, all you have to do is choose which one of these you like. If you say, I like number 3. I like 3. And it's going to tell you, excellent choice. The theme of the power of magic and destiny will add a magical and mystical dimension to our story. How? Now, where should the story take place? Here's 5 options. Is it going to take place in a majestic ancient kingdom? Is it an enchanted forest? Is it a secluded magical realm? Is it a coastal kingdom by the sea? What do you want? You say number 2. When I say number 2, boom, Jake comes back, an enchanted forest, the perfect setting for a tale of magic and destiny. The forest's mysterious and magical nature will add a captivating backdrop to our story. Okay, I have a few questions that can help me better understand what type of book we are writing. Should we make it a gripping narrative that keeps the readers on their seats? And you say yes. But now, what's the key to it all, people? The key to it all is that I think I'm sitting down in Johnny Cochran's office, in Anne Rice's office, because I want to write about vampires and werewolves this time. Or I'm sitting in my financial advisor's office, and I'm telling them exactly what's going on with what I'm going through with this stock, and they are going to give me suggestions on ideas that I can do to strengthen my portfolio. It's that simple. And all you have to do is type in yes or no, or let's do it this way, let's look at it that way, and then you got a perfect ebook. You got a perfect legal brief. You got a perfect choice that you think that's going to make you money in the stock market. It's that simple. All you have to do is, like, for example, I'll say one more time, Donahue or Al, if they have the link, they can go to Legal Apex, upload their documents, and tell Johnny Cochran that they would like him to review their lawsuit and see where the breakdown is. And Johnny Cochran's going to tell them, and Johnny Cochran's going to tell them how to fix it, and then they're going to go back and fix it. All right? So that's how ChatGPT can change your life, my life, everybody's life. If we learn that all ChatGPT is your personal assistant that will go and do whatever task you need it to complete. So I got that done in less than 30 minutes. I thought it was going to be 30, 45 minutes. 27 is good enough. All right. So there you go. Now, in the next video that I do concerning this topic, I'm going to go inside the back office and I'm going to show you how to create the perfect prompt so that you can make your own assistant. You may want to write cookbooks. So I'm going to show you how you can structure it to where you can write a best-selling cookbook. And it begins with finding out who's the head of the cookbook arena, and we're going to write the book just like them. It's that simple, people. So this has got me on fire. I'm on chapter 9 of my ebook, of the second ebook, and I've already got the outline for book 3 and book 4. That's how long it's going to take to tell the whole story. I thought that I was going to talk about Project Popcorn in this story, but the AI had a different direction it wanted to go, and I agreed with it that this is the best that we can do as far as the books are concerned is to help the readers understand exactly what happened on the day of the 27th and 28th of January when they took the buy button. And then once you have that understanding, it's going to move into the mysterious Project Popcorn conspiracy. And it was a conspiracy. I'm going to show y'all the notes, and we're going to work on that together in another video. So with that, I love y'all. Be blessed, and I hope this video blesses you as much as it's blessing me to make it. I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all. Be blessed.